Mhm.
How about on your side of the ball? Who are some of the guys that really have maybe surprised you? I know that Rachaad White, we haven't even seen Sean Tucker yet, but Rachaad
Yeah.
White says you guys were already calling him baby Nick Chubb. Who are some of the guys in your side of the ball that have impressed you that you're anxious to see them in pads? Maybe not the Mike Evans and the
Yeah.
Chris Godwins. We know about those
Sure.
guys, but some of the other guys.
Yeah. Well, I think just, talking about Rachaad really quick, I didn't realize how natural he was at everything. So he's, out being around Marshawn, like Marshawn would come out there and run, you know, skinny posts and outs in pregame every once in a while.
Yeah.
And just to kind of like sharpen his route tree. And you just watch his flexibility, he tracks it, catches it easy, and you just go, wow, if he wanted to be a receiver, like he could slim down or not and
Right.
probably be a receiver here too.
Wow.
But Rachaad, just his feel in the screen game, his patience in the run game, the natural ability, the way he catches the ball down the field, short. He's got wiggle at the top. I don't know. I think he's a fantastic talent. And then Keyshawn Vaughn, he's like, he can run all the runs. Like if you were to say all the different styles of runs we've thrown at these guys this spring, he just knew how to do all the footwork right. He was patient, first puller, second puller. He'd let the combos develop for him. The gun runs, he was fantastic, and then and he cut the ball well too out of the backfield. So
he's really improved
excited
behind
about
the scenes.
Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was great to see Chase Edmonds at the end. To see him, he's just like lightning in a bottle. And he's like Rachaad, he's very versatile and he can do a lot of things. And so I'm excited about the running back group for sure. And then as far as the receivers goes, Trey Palmer, you see the speed, it's real. Being able to track it down the field, separate versus man-to-man. Rakim Jarrett, he gets faster with the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And his route tree needs to be developed. But on any given route, you see him, once he catches it, he has this acceleration and he turns into like a different player with the ball in his hands. It's fantastic.
Right.
Devin Tompkins, man, he had some sweet routes this spring and then had a little bit of an injury that he had to come back. But you talk about just like explosive. Kalen Geiger, just looking for that slot, that receiver that can play inside, separate on choice routes.
Mm-hmm.
He can do that, I was really excited to see Russell a little bit more, but I've seen enough of Russ and I'm excited about what he can do for us too.
Yeah.
And then Payne Durham and Tanner Taula, those two trees, those two massive men at tight end. And both of those guys just having feel, front side, backside of runs, the ability to stick their foot in the ground and separate. Tight ends are usually covered just based on being covered by DBs. They're usually covered, but it's the ones who can kind of twitch up at the top and separate. They have that knack to be able to do that. And I just had a lot of fun. Like, you guys know Cade, but I had a lot of fun with Ko, just putting him in different spots.
Yeah.
And the different things he can do is pretty rare. Knowing that we don't have the traditional fullback on our roster, but he can do all those things plus play in line. So, I can go on and on, but the offensive line, I think, I say this in my 13 years in Seattle, this line that we're assembling right now with Ryan Jensen and Cody at right guard, it'd be the best offensive line that I've been around, player for player.
Really?
So, and we had some pretty good ones in Seattle, but this one is really special.